what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right.
Yeehaw, soldiers! It's your boy, the Anime Sage, coming at you with another video. And this is What If Deku Had the Mjolnir, Part 7. Back after a 1-week break to introduce Ichigo Deku, but now returned as we are now going into the Sports Festival. You all really do love the series, and I can't wait to give you more parts, as the series is definitely amazing. Now, for this week, I'll be releasing What If Hashirama Had the Bijou Part 2 on Wednesday, and on Friday, there should be What If Naruto Was Half Uchiha, Half Senju, Part 5. I might also do a What If on Saturday as well, so stay tuned for that as well. Anyways, watch my community tab like a hawk. You got to see polls, vid updates, get to select what ifs I do for this week, and of course some other fun stuff in between. So watch my community tab like a hawk. Now it is time for some quick social media plugs. Twitter is at AnimeStage4. Twitter is a great place for you guys to interact with me, as I do tweet a lot, and it acts as another way for you guys to get notified of my videos. So follow me on Twitter. Instagram is anime_stage4. Instagram is a great place for you guys to interact with me, as I do post there very frequently. So follow me on Instagram. Finally, join my Discord server. If you join, you get access to supplementary content, notifications when I live stream ahead of time, and of course, you guys get to suggest to me ideas directly. It is also a great way for you guys to interact with me, so join my Discord server. The link to it will be in the description. Alright, time for the usual checklist. If you haven't seen the last part, the link to it will be in the description. And if you haven't seen the series at all, check out the playlist. With all out of the way, let's get right into the story. Deku and the Mjolnir have been through many challenges over their first couple weeks at UA. They've had to deal with the Scepter powering up Bakugo, then the Nomu. Their last matchup against the Nomu was one of their biggest challenges yet. Inka Midoriya was so worried about her son, and while she was proud of what he did against the Nomu, as a mother, it really terrified her. All she wants is her son to be careful and to be safe. She has been told about Deku's late bloomer quirk, but she doesn't know the full story about it. So, Deku has to come clean to her about everything eventually, at the request of Mjolnir. What the Mjolnir is, what has been happening to people like Bakugo, and even a battle against the Nomu and the Scepter. Inko knows now that Deku has a large obstacle course ahead of him, and while she is extremely worried about Deku, she knows that Deku might be the only one who can keep the universe intact. All she asks of Deku is to be safe, and Deku says he will. However, little does Deku know, things are about to get even crazier, as something is coming due to the battles Deku has had with people like Bakugo and the Nomu. However, that's for later. Mjolnir, a night later, talks to Deku. Deku, you have been facing many challenges thus far, and you took one of the biggest beatings I have ever seen you take so far. You still persevered even in the face of the challenge. Deku then says, is that really something to brag about? I am just doing what I have to do to keep my classmates safe, my friends safe, and All Might safe. I don't know if that is worth all the praise in the world. I'm just doing what a hero should do, and also fulfilling my duties as someone who has been given the powers of a literal Nordic god. Mjolnir says, very true. However, I always feel it is worth praising yourself once in a while. Never let it get to your head, but allow it to at least boost your confidence. You have been taking massive strides, and now since you just had your biggest fight to date, go out and use your powers for a bit. Deku wonders what he means, so he sneaks outside and uses his powers. It had been a quick minute since he had used his powers, as he had taken some time in the hospital. He then sees that he's gotten faster, stronger, and can even seem to reach higher percentages of his powers than before. The Mjolnir then explains, the Scepter gets its power boost from the people it possesses. We get our power boost from tough combat. You have gotten a massive boost up to 17 to 18% now. In addition, you can now max yourself out to 32% when you're using Wrath of 4. Deku is amazed, and the more he learns about the Mjolnir and the powers and abilities, the more excited he gets about having these amazing godlike powers. However, he can't let himself enjoy them too much, as with great power comes great responsibility. Mjolnir then says, I sense there are going to be bigger challenges than what you are used to, potentially even worse than the Nomu. Are you ready to take on the challenge? Deku then says, I've already accepted the challenges ahead would become difficult, especially with how powerful that Nomu was. However, I won't stop until that Scepter is defeated, and that is a promise that I plan to keep. The Mjolnir then says, even if it costs you your life, Deku's eyes then widen, as he realizes it could also be possible he dies, like 4 did when he defeated Loki. It is something to think about, as he had never thought about the possibility of dying. Deku then sighs, as much as I hope it doesn't cost me my life, as I have people who love and care about me like Mom, Ochako, Ida, All Might, Mirio, heck, even Bakugo, when the time comes. I might have to accept that I could very much die from this. I don't know if I will be ready for that when the time comes, but I will still take on a challenge. Mjolnir says, good answer. In reality, no one is truly ready to die. It would have been very dishonest of you if you said, of course I'm ready to die. Not even Thor himself was ready to die when the time came. It's just something you don't ever want to think about. However, you have to be willing to take on a challenge head on. And if your time is up, your time is up. However, for your sake, I don't want you to die. Deku smiles, and we will now go into the sports festival. Deku and his classmates have been given a notice about the sports festival, and Deku is pretty excited about it. It's a great opportunity to show the hero world what he can do and how dominant he can be. However, Ochako seems to be the one with the most energy, as it seems she is really pumped for this event. Deku wonders what has gotten into Ochako and goes up to her after class, along with Ida. Ochako will tell her classmates about how her family is struggling financially, and she wants to become a hero to support her family. Mjolnir is actually impressed with Ochako, as he feels those are excellent reasons to want to become a hero, as it means to be giving your parents a better life. She definitely got herself a few more points in his book. Deku and Ida are impressed with her as well, and say that she should be proud of what she's doing, and they will support her no matter what. Ochako just smiles, and she is also trying to hold a blush, as Deku did give her some kind words. Deku then volunteers to train for her, so she's better prepared, and Ochako says, alright. Deku then later asks why the Mjolnir wanted to have Ochako train with him, and the Mjolnir says, reasons. Deku and Ochako will train for the next week or two up to the sports festival. Ochako is definitely getting stronger during this. One night, Deku and Ochako are sparring, and Ochako almost falls, and Deku catches her. Ochako thanks Deku, and then they stare at each other in their eyes. Their lips meet each other, and they kiss. They pull away, and they blush. Deku and Ochako just have one word to say. Wow. So, yeah, Deku and Ochako are kind of a thing now. I guess if you couldn't tell, but they're going to keep on the low for now. Deku, by the end of the train, will be able to use 18 and 19% of the Mjolnir's power. Now, here's the day of the sports festival. Deku will be called out by a student named Sho Todoroki. Sho knows that Deku is the strongest student here besides him, and wants to let Deku know he will beat him. He also fears there is some connection to him and All Might as well, which he isn't necessarily wrong about. Bakugo then decides to get Deku a bit more pumped and says he wants to challenge him as well. Deku's like, alright, this should be fun. Mjolnir definitely agrees with that. Later on, Deku will have to give a speech because he was the top scorer in the entrance exam. Deku goes up to the podium and says, as up-and-coming heroes, we need to be reminded about the opportunities ahead of us. We can be given stuff from internships or even experience. No matter what happens, we should all do our best and make sure we can get one step closer to what we want to become. Heroes. I wish everyone luck here and hope everyone shows off what they can do. Deku is given a round of applause. Mjolnir says, you're welcome. Deku's like, hey, you only gave me some of those lines. The other ones I came up on my own. Mjolnir's like, whatever, I come up with the best ones. The first stage is a race. Deku looks at Ochako and wishes her good luck, and Ochako just blushes, but gives a determined look. Then Deku gives a look that he is sorry, and Ochako's like, for what? The race begins, and Deku just dashes at lightning fast speed, carrying Ochako, leaving everyone behind. Ochako's in shock, as the speed is insane. That's why Deku was like, sorry. Deku and Ochako are able to get through all the obstacles relatively easily because Deku can also fly. When Ochako and Deku are near the finish line, Deku decides to slow down, and Ochako decides to take the opportunity to win the race as they are competing. Deku's like, I thought you might do that, and Deku goes at an even faster speed and wins the race. Ochako's like, GG, and apologies for trying to trick him, and Deku's like, no problem, it was a competition. Now, all Deku and Ochako have to do is wait. Everybody else is able to cross the finish line, and Deku and Ochako just sit there with some pride. Essentially, everybody is down a spot. And Ochako's in second place, Deku's in first place, everybody just down a spot. That does mean, however, that Deku is still a target. However, he will welcome the challenge. The cavalry battle begins with the same team, though this time Deku just dominates the entire thing and just flies away for everybody's points. This will cause a final battle, and the same people who made it to the third stage will make it, and the same people who dropped out will drop out. Deku will actually be impressed with those people, as well as the Mjolnir. Deku will verse Shinso in the first round. He will be warned about his quirk, but Mjolnir's like, don't worry about it. Deku will go up against Shinso, and Shinso will make fun of Ojiro dropping out. This will cause Deku to speak, and Deku gets controlled, and then he gets shocked and snaps out of it. Shinso is shocked about that. Mjolnir's like, even if you get stuck in some type of mind spell, you will get shocked automatically, and you'll be able to break out the spell. Deku is amazed, and then Deku then proceeds to annihilate Shinso very easily, and moves on to the next round. As of right now, Deku has been the most impressive student right now by far, and looks like he is a lock for a lot of opportunities for an internship. Later on, it is Ochako versus Bakugo. Deku hypes Ochako up, and wishes her luck against Bakugo. Ochako smiles and gets ready for a match against Bakugo. Bakugo and Ochako definitely fight, but it is kinda still towards Bakugo. While Ochako has improved, she is still no match for Bakugo at the end of the day, so Bakugo wins and advances to the next round. Deku later comforts Ochako, who feels like she failed, but Deku promises Ochako that she didn't fail. She did very well, and she will be considered for internships based on her performance. Ochako's like, really? And Deku just kisses her on the forehead and says yes, he is sure of it. Deku is then matched up against Sho Todoroki. There's all stuff revealed about Todoroki and his past and his dad and how Deku wants him to use his other half. That's all there. The Mjolnir isn't necessarily a fan of Endeavor for obvious reasons, because who would like early Endeavor? Like, the Endeavor we have now is pretty good in character development and stuff like that. The older Endeavor, not so much, you know? However, before the fight, Mjolnir says, I got a bad feeling something is coming. Deku is like, what do you mean? You think the scepter is up to something and could do something to Shoto? Mjolnir then says, no, it's not the scepter this time. I feel something else is coming, but I don't know what it could be. Deku is like, well, that's just great. Mjolnir says, just get ready for your fight. We'll have to worry about it when the time comes. Deku then says, alright, and heads to the field. Deku fights Todoroki and is going to be holding back on purpose, so he doesn't annihilate him while trying to get him to use his flames. The fight begins, and there are a few spars here and there. Todoroki unleashes his ice half, but Deku has the advantage because, well, he's Deku, he has force powers. Deku then asks for Todoroki to use his other half, or he won't use his full power. Todoroki will refuse, just like in canon, because he doesn't want to use his flames. Deku will then remind Todoroki that it isn't his dad's quirk, it is his, and this will cause the same flashbacks for Todoroki like in canon. He then decides to use his flames like in canon, especially since he's gonna have to use them to beat Deku, unless he can't, but he at least has to go out with a bang, and Deku is ready to show him his full power. However, just when they are about to continue clashing, stomps are felt throughout the stadium, and that causes them to stop for a very quick second. The stomps continue, and they keep getting closer, and out comes a troll-like giant with horns sticking out of its head and a long, beastly beard that roars at the stadium. The people are absolutely terrified. Todoroki is terrified, and Degu's like, what is that thing? There's only one word that comes out of the Mjolnir's mouth, and that is Jotun. What is the giant that has interrupted the sports festival? Will Deku be ready to face it, or will he falter? You'll have to find out in the next part as we go into Season 2. Thank you all for watching Part 7 of What If Deku Had the Mjolnir. The series is definitely fun to write, and I cannot wait to give you guys more parts. If you want them, that is. I do things a little bit, I do things by voting, Alright, get ready for this week, as you guys will get a lot of bangers for this week. And watch my community tab like a hawk, friendly miner right there. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord server. And let's get to 7K. We are nearly halfway there. So, you know what? Let's get to 7K eventually, right? We want to hit 10K by the end of the year, right? So, let's get to 7K as a starting point. That's all I have to say. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and of course, share the video. This has been your boy, the Anime Sage, signing out. Peace. YEEHAW. Stephanie Shea, close us out. Oh yeah, by the way, before we let Stephanie Shea close us out, let me just make this pretty clear. I could have done an MHA mystery box, but I decided to move that to a couple weeks because I can't be continuously like starting, restarting, and keep pumping out these like new MHA series. It just wouldn't work, It get very tiring, get pretty annoying, So I think you guys can understand that at least. So I'll do the MHA mystery box in a week or two and see if you guys will do one other series. And of course, there's also Fusion Deku, which will be coming very soon. So get ready for that. Anyways, okay, let's let Stephanie Shea, close this out. And shout out to my boy Mike Law for essentially the gift. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. All right, again, this has been your boy, the Anime Sage, signing out. Peace. YEEHAW. Closes out Stephanie Shea.
Hi, this is Stephanie Shea, voice actress for Sailor Moon, Hinata, Orihime, and you are watching Anime Sage.